Hey guys, Drifter here. After solving the radio and number station Easter egg this morning, the final link in the final piece of the puzzle took us to an unlisted trailer on YouTube. This trailer showed off the brand new Black Ops Cold War X Warzone map, which is the new Warzone map, Rebirth Island. As you saw in the thumbnail, here it is on the screen again. This is something that we kind of already knew was coming. It was confirmed from past leaks. So the next map is Rebirth Island, and I wanted to show you my live reaction to the trailer.
Oh,
wait,
there
what?
it is.
Hold up, mute. Hey, congratulations, Driftor. Oh, we got a trailer. Holy shit, he just got murked. Who's this scary looking guy? He looks like the...
Adler has some pieces of the puzzle,
Oh, this is Stitch.
but doesn't know he's a piece himself. He won't live long enough to work
Oh, the
that
6
out.
is gone.
I won't show him the mercy he showed me.
Operation Rebirth, that's Alcatraz.
I was in charge of the production of Nova 6 on Rebirth Island. I answered to Colonel Kravchenko himself. I was loyal. My star ascended until the Americans found us. That's when I met Russell Adler. He could not break me. Tell your boss, this is for Weaver. For letting Rebirth fall, Kravchenko sent me to Gulag, where I found my true calling.
He's trying to bait you, Adler.
No shit. But if we don't stop him, civilians are gonna die.
It looks like Kurt Russell from Big Trouble in Little China.
Do it.
All at the Pines. Okay.
What the hell? He's manufacturing Nova 6 again.
Kill the rest. Adler is mine.
Okay, so we just got our first teaser right there. So now that you've seen that, let's talk about how we got to where we are. Today, I had to solve a puzzle using a number station and a one-time pad cipher, and it had an Easter egg that tied into like a digital terminal that we were kind of supposed to hack with the code. At the very end, we got the trailer, and for those of you that don't know, number stations are very real things. They're real radio stations that broadcast on shortwave radio around the world, usually all sorts of random numbers, letters. Occasionally people will talk nonsense sentences or play music or whatever. And what they're for is for spies that have the code to all of this on their end to get information from headquarters back in Moscow or Argentina, or even American CIA has a bunch of them. They're real things. You can listen to them on your own if you want to, but you won't understand anything because all the numbers are gobbledygook. Unfortunately, today the data miners already extracted most of the information from the website, so I didn't have to solve a lot of puzzles as much as I did just punch in information that they already had available. But we did get that trailer that reveals a lot of information about Season 1, and let's start off with the Warzone information. By all appearances, the next map is going to be Rebirth Island, which you may remember from the Black Ops 1 campaign. In Call of Duty, this is where the Soviets developed Nova 6 at the end of World War II with the help of some scientists, and in the story of Black Ops 1, Mason and Hudson infiltrate and raid this island in order to save a scientist and learn about Nova 6. The island is based on the real-life Vozrahednya, I hope I'm saying that right, and it's this real-life Russian experimental weapons facility. They had some pretty nasty chemical spills and leaks with anthrax and smallpox, weaponized smallpox and stuff like that, before it was finally abandoned in 1992 after another complete disaster. Judging from the old leaks and comparing to the image, I believe that the new Warzone map is going to be very similar to Alcatraz from Blackout. Looking at them side by side, you can very clearly see that both of these maps have the same structure. You can see the powerhouse in the northwest, you can see the elevated left side, you can see that the north side has a slightly lower elevation, the big prison or large structure in the middle, and you can even see the power plants, ruins, parade grounds, all that stuff on the right. This is an extremely similar layout to Alcatraz. So that's mostly what I'm expecting when I see this. I just kind of think Alcatraz in my head. There's just tons of similarities between these two. And there's a lot of inferences we can draw there. First of all, it means that it will likely only be a fraction of the size of Verdansk. Just looking at it, there's no way that can really compete with the size of the map that we already have. It'll probably be a lot more urban and dense than Verdansk though, just kind of like how Blackout handled the Alcatraz map. And I think the best size comparison would be to say that the new map is the size of probably just the downtown area in Verdansk, but with smaller buildings. Maybe it still has weapon wall buys, kind of like zombies, we don't really know. The Blackout version of this map only had 40 players on it, and in Fireteam Dirty Bomb we also only have 40 players. So I'd be surprised if the new map has significantly more than that. I would guess somewhere between 40 to 48 players are going to be on this map at any given time. The leaks also said that Rebirth Island would have a different gulag mechanic, which Alcatraz did. If you remember when we played Alcatraz in Blackout, you had 3 lives, and every time you would die, you would be reborn and come back in through like the Aether portals and kind of parachute back in. I would have a feeling that something like that would be going on this map. I would expect multiple lives given the smaller player count. I would expect air respawns, and it could end up being a lot like Dirty Bomb, but with limited lives. A lot of the same mechanics, same weapons, same feel, same parachuting and everything. That's really what I would expect. In no uncertain terms, this is the worst case scenario for me. I am not happy about this news. I did not like Alcatraz as a map in Blackout. I didn't play it hardly any after the first week or two. That's really kind of when they were ramping up the microtransactions and making them silly, so some of that pushed me away. But I genuinely did not have fun in Alcatraz, mostly because people would just be respawning and landing on my building all games and trying to camp me out with pistols. I don't really like small player count battle royales. Warzone has 150, which is great. 40 is too small. I really don't like the air respawns in Dirty Bomb. That's the hardest part of that mode, and that's usually what turns me off from playing it. In order to play Dirty Bomb effectively, you have to have an extremely well-organized squad. You have to have people patrolling the skies, and you have to be prepared to get killed from the sky quite a lot, which is something I don't do a whole lot. So if I'm not playing super organized, I'm not usually doing Dirty Bomb. Air respawns can be frustrating enough in regular Verdansk. I don't know what they're going to be like here with more pit players and a smaller density, or similar, just a higher player density in general. I'm kind of actually terrified of the new Battle Royale experience just being a smaller map with 3 lives and an easy kind of baby respawn mode on a game that already has some rough and unpolished mechanics. I'm also kind of hoping it doesn't use the Cold War armor system. I still haven't been able to figure out and demystify that. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And all the things that I'm seeing about this truly scare me to my core. This looks like something that I'm probably not going to play a whole lot. I hope that I'm wrong. I'm sure that devs and PR people and all sorts of people there's watching this. I actually had a big argument in the Carnage Clan group today about the map. Apparently like 90% of them loved Alcatraz. They loved the, as they said, tight, close quarters, frantic combat, that they didn't have to wait to get into it. But I generally found it to be too chaotic and very unskillful, because people just, it's like this weird parachute battle where people just land on you over and over and over again, and the last team would just come back as a bunch of pistol boys to cheese you, and I really did not enjoy that. So this scares me. I'm really afraid that this is going to be Alcatraz 2.0, and if that's the case, then I'm probably just not going to play it very much past launch again, and that's going to really suck. But I just hope that I'm wrong. I hope that Treyarch comes out and it's bigger, badder, better than I think it is. I hope it's a banger. I hope the player counts are high. I hope they do something cool with the respawn gulag system. I hope they polish up some of the bugs. I hope that all of this stuff that I'm complaining about and being a negative Nelly about is just totally wrong and nonsense, and that it's an actual banger. That would make me more happy than anything, but right now I'm scared. Outside of that, we got a new backstory for our new operator, Stitch. Stitch is an ex-KGB operative that got captured by the CIA in an attack on his base. We got this kind of out of the terminal Easter egg. He was personally captured and later tortured by CIA operative Adler from the campaign. Adler even went so far as to gouge his eye out with a knife, which is what you see there in the trailer. But according to the documents that we hacked off of the Russian computer, Stitch never talked. He never gave up any information. He never gave up any secrets other than his name and rank. After he escaped the CIA torture facility, Stitch came back to Russia, but was betrayed by his own government. He was arrested, tried, and thrown into a gulag because he failed to protect his base. Even though he survived all sorts of torture and horrible things, he was not rewarded. As such, he escaped from the Gulag and appears to be set on a revenge mission for Adler with what is probably a group of Russian rogue agents or kind of rogue paramilitary group, even going so far as to setting up a little trail of breadcrumbs, a little bunch of clues to lure Adler into a trap. And that's kind of where the trailer cuts off. I think this is really good backstory and lore to add to the multiplayer. It ties into the map, it ties into the multiplayer, it ties into the campaign, it ties into zombies with Nova 6. They talk about Weaver getting his eye taken out. It really is great storytelling. I just don't know how it's all going to play. And that's kind of all that I noticed in the trailer. I probably missed some stuff. There's probably some more stuff to analyze, but the Easter egg started at 8 in the morning my time. I'm a little bit of a night owl. My wife is always up late, so I went to bed at like 5. I'm kind of running on potato fumes and no sleep, and my brain is a little bit mush here. We might come back and revisit this at a later time and try to dig out more Easter eggs, but that's what I got for you today. I got a cool backstory, and what I'm afraid is probably going to be Alcatraz 2.0. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.